Well, we still got the barns to talk about, the small barns. I literally was about to start this video and realize that High Gear No Fear was about to race in Saratoga. Finished second in 56-2. That's lots for that guy. He's for the most part, a 56 strider at Mohawk, it seemed like. So 56 on PC, probably tried a 57 flat. A decent mile. It looked like the front end horse won out of the 8-hole quite easily. So pretty decent horse. I don't know the horse. Bourbon Express, maybe, I think his name was. But race good. So we're going to talk about small barns. I guess we'll start with Mark Beckwith. Patrick the Piranha, the only blemish is that beaten 3-5 favorite out of the 8-hole in the Open with him. Man, he looked good and has looked good. He has got him on his toes. Stonebridge Simba is also in today at 340. Mark, my brother Mark, is driving the horse also. Drove Slim Jimmy last night. For those of you who think that I put miles on, that wasn't flying. That was driving. All the way to Northfield Park, all the way back to, he might have flown to Northfield Park, but I mean, he was in Buffalo the other day, drove to Buffalo, drove all the way back. A lot of driving for those guys in New York. It's such a sprawly state with stakes everywhere. It is a lot of driving. So I appreciate the fact that Mark went to Northfield and drove. He didn't go to Northfield to drive Slim Jimmy, but he ended up driving him and drove him well. And then again in Saratoga today, this afternoon, with High Gear No Fear thus far. Wish them all the luck with Simba later on. Deb O'Brien, another horse heading to Mark Beckwith this week, is coming from Deb O'Brien, which will be Silent Assassin. She leaves tomorrow morning. Where did they put the papers? That could be a problem. The papers are right here. I'm going to send those back with Amy. Silent Assassin leaves tomorrow morning for Saratoga Raceway, where she'll race in 8 days on the 20th. So, I don't know when they qualify in school in Saratoga, but probably give Mark an opportunity to school her and get a feel for her, see how she races in, I don't know where we're going to race her. You know what? I'm going to let Mark Beckwith make that decision. I suspect she's going to race in the Excelsior A division. I think expecting her to race in the Sire Stakes would be a little bit much, so probably head to the Excelsior A division with her on the 20th. Now, Deb has Adrenaline Rush, trained him in 2025, something like that. He's a good 3-4 weeks away from being ready, considering that how close he was to literally dying when they had put together that when they had operated on him to rectify that abscessed area from when he was castrated way back when. What a mess that was. But he's on the straight and narrow now. He's on the mend. He's back training and looking good. So we'll see how he is over the next few weeks. Chocolate for Lunch, I think, didn't really get a fair shot the other day. 2-5-3. What are they at the half, and 4-3? Anyway, she'll probably go a mile 59 or 2 minutes next week, and then we'll go from there. And then, as I said, Silent Assassin heading to Mark Beckwith. 3-point Blue Chip is in the pool swimming, waiting and patiently hoping that foot heals up well enough. Now, I don't really know what constitutes well enough. There's a screw in that coffin bone. Do they need the fracture line to fill in? I don't really know how to answer that, but I am getting regular updates from Andy and Julie Miller. So we'll see how 3-point Blue Chip's prognosis looks this week. Will Dwayne Hanover second with Andy Miller was second with her. Obviously, we sent the filly down to Julie and Andy Miller. I don't know if she's back in to go. I assume she is, but I'm not positive. Excuse me. We will see soon enough what is up with Will Dwayne. She raced great her first start, second in 55. A horse that I regularly forget to talk about, which is embarrassing, is Kings County. Man, Stacy and Brett Miller have him looking so good. He was awesome in his last few races. Open didn't fill this week. We may have to help that Open fill if they need it this week. Obviously, we make a rule, a point to not race against our own horses if we can help it. But if they need a horse to fill the Open in Scioto, which I don't understand why you need any help filling the Open. They go for like $30,000, and it's a great place to race. I don't understand how the Open can't fill. But if they needed, they could use this week, I suppose, what I was getting at. As I said before, Mark Beckwith, Patrick the Piranha, Stonebridge Simba, High Gear No Fear, and now Silent Assassin heading his way. Tim Twaddle right now has LD's Patrick. Taiwan is with Scott Zeron and Megan Schramm. They have the filly in New York right now. They they had World for Two for a week. He's back now with Tim. So LD's Patrick, World for Two, Walk on the Moon, and Dustin Hanover are over there. I'm forgetting someone. Can't think who it is. They're over with Tim right now. Ross Leonard's having a great run with massive profit. He has to drop him down another class for this week, but his intentions were to use it as a confidence builder to get him up into the Sire Stakes his next start. So I like the trajectory, and I like the way that Mr. Leonard is managing this guy. Baumhugger's not with Corey anymore. Baumhugger's back with Jason right now, and landed at Jason McGinnis's barn, was at Ryan Swift's, was at Corey Stratton's, and now she's back at Jason's barn for this week. That is the small barns, I guess. That's all of them. I'll be back with Mario. There's some horses moving around, obviously. You guys know that. We're going to start moving the 2-year-olds now that are qualified. We're going to start moving them into prospective barns over the next little while. The American horses, trying to look at what we're doing with them. We have a pretty good idea. The straight-up PA horses will likely end at Tim's barn at some point. Some of the horses like Carter Michael Dio that I believe will race some of the Grand Circuit stuff and PA. I've already talked to Ron Burke. I'll follow up with him. Originally, my plan was Spitfire Overseas, Carter Michael Dio, and Horn Player to Ron Burke. I don't know where we're going with Brace for Landing yet, but we'll get to that in another week or so. So with that, I'll be back in a minute with Mario's barn.